We're live.
Welcome back to the Nathan Steven podcast, Time Times. We talk about movies and shows and things and things and things. Today, we're back. I don't know how long it's been since we released the last one. Not that long.
2 days. It'll been 2 days still.
We're back to talk about more controversial Star Wars opinions, even though this one isn't that controversial.
So controversial. I hate Clone Wars.
So
It's the worst.
Now we're talking about the Clone Wars animated series, 2008 to 2013, comma, 2020.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how to set this up. It's a show. It takes place between 2 and 3.
Movies 2 and 3. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
General thoughts.
So yeah. I mean, if you haven't seen Clone Wars, don't watch this. Joey,
Yes.
I'm targeting you. Do not watch this podcast because we will be
Because you guys
spoiling.
know
And yeah. Yeah. I mean, just general thoughts on the show. It's good. Just kidding. I hate it.
No, it's for me. It's still bizarre, like that you don't need to watch the entire show. So at first that confused me, and I thought that was bizarre, and it still kind of is strange. But like every cheat sheet, like what you watched, is pretty much like they call it the essential arcs, which is like the main storyline. And I gave you like a couple others that aren't the essentials, but like
Mortis.
I think that's what most people. Yeah, exactly. But that's what most people watch is just the essentials. I don't think most people don't actually watch the entire show.
You have to watch Obi-Wan be a bounty hunter.
Oh yeah, that one's entertaining. Yeah. But I don't know. I kind of like that about the show. How it's like there's the main storyline, then there's cool arcs like that that are just harmless and they're just fun because
Yeah.
it's always supposed to be fun. And the prequels aren't. So
Wow, so many politics. It's
yeah,
just like, yeah, this is what the prequel should have been.
yeah.
And like, yeah,
Stories.
it like it actually developed a connection between the characters that you're
Yeah.
supposed to sympathize with, and it's like, oh, this is weird because it makes you want to watch the prequels, and then you remember those are
Yeah.
so
And
bad.
it like fleshes out the war part of Star Wars, you know,
Yeah.
because you actually get the sense that there's a war going on. Because literally the movies completely skip that.
Yeah.
It's like begun the Clone War has, then it's just the end of the Clone War. Like they just skip it over, which is fine.
That's like one of the problems with the prequels is all of them feel so disconnected because there's years in between each one. Phantom Menace, there's like what, like 10 years between Phantom
Yeah.
Menace and Attack of the Clones.
The biggest gap in the original trilogy is like
Yeah.
between like Return and Empire. Like
Yeah, it's literally, and you don't even like realize like it. There's a slight gap. You
yeah,
learn
you
Luke.
can't really tell. Like,
Yeah, it's not that because it's just like it's still like going off the events of the last movie where Phantom Menace doesn't matter. Attack of the Clones, like, I mean, really it doesn't matter because they skip over like anything that it
Just-
could have caused.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
It's I mean it's solid. It's just it's good story and it introduces like I keep talking about world building in Star Wars, but it's just true because like that's one of the most interesting parts about any series. And I don't know, like it introduces almost the whole idea of like Mandalorians. Because now there's the Mandalorian show, obviously. And I don't know, we all knew Boba Fett existed from the originals, but like this actually fleshes out the idea of like Mandalore and what it is and Mandalorians. I think that's cool because it's one of my favorite parts of Star Wars. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I don't remember if like is it ever like said that Boba
No,
Fett
I don't even
Boba Fett is
know
a
if they
Mandalorian?
mention it. And like I know Jango Fett's a Mandalorian, but I don't think they ever really mentioned it. So
Yeah,
interesting idea.
yeah.
One of my favorite parts too is the characters they introduce. They're all I don't know if there's anyone I like dislike that they introduce.
Trying to think.
Like top of my head, so like I'll just go through the 5 that like top of my head are. It's like Ahsoka, Ventress, Savage, Rex, and then I count Darth Maul because he's pretty much a new character.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not really like
And then there's all the other clones that are good, but
yeah, they all die though. It sucks.
yep, every single one.
People die in this show.
So many. Oh my gosh, dude. When you told me it's the kids show, first arc, I'm pretty sure the first episode I ever watched, someone like committed suicide.
Yeah, and the Mandalorian.
Oh.
Yeah, he jumps off like a balcony and like dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's at some point it's not repetitive, but it's just like wow, people just keep dying. But it's like it does raise the stakes that it's an actual war because
Yeah.
when people die in the prequels, I don't feel anything at all.
You mean
you talk about like
Hindu died?
what?
Died?
Yeah, yeah. I just didn't care. It's just like oh, he was a character, I guess. I don't know.
Actually, like I did not like his character.
He's just I don't know. People care about the weirdest characters. Same with Boba Fett. I just don't understand. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. We'll just we'll just talk about the arcs, I guess, individually. So the
Yeah.
first
Cool.
series you watched was the Mandalore plot stuff. Well, I only
It
gave you
was
one
just
of
like
those
the
episodes.
beginning of the Mandalore plot, and
And
then
the Night
Night
Sisters.
Sisters, and then the like actual Mandalore with
Yeah,
Darth
with
Maul.
Darth Maul and stuff.
Yeah. Um, it was. I mean, like you acted like this. Like I know it does get a lot better from there, but like it was a good start to the show.
It is, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It is. It's pretty. It's fast moving. That's definitely the fastest paced like series that like I gave you
Yeah.
the watch of the essential arcs. It's just very I don't know, stuff's always happening
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
And
A lot happens in that
it's
arc.
just it's good to spend time with Darth Maul and actually learn like even though his reason for being alive like kind of makes sense, but you just like I don't know, what do you think about it?
Um, I mean, it is ridiculous when you look at it,
Yeah,
but like
you
on
give him
based
half.
off of his character
Yeah.
and like his whole character's motivations throughout the show,
Yeah.
um, like it makes sense. I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's
And
just
then
not. It's not the same person.
no, he's not. Like
In
yes,
Phantom
he
Menace.
talks.
It's
Yeah,
so
and
weird.
it's interesting because he like starts so like outraged and revenge driven and like he chops off like 8 people's heads to try to get Kenobi to follow him. His whole plan at first is just to
Yeah.
make Kenobi suffer, and it continues to be that. But then he like tries to search for power and he tries to take over Mandalore. And at the end, like by the final arc, he's like a very like wise type of like it's very bizarre. His character is
Yeah.
it's an
Um.
arc. It changes, which is
Yeah.
yeah
One thing I wanted to point out because it was like weird to see. I feel like it was
yeah
like it shocked me a little bit. At the end of the Mandalore plot slash Darth Maul, I mean arc,
yeah
whatever.
yeah.
It's like Palpatine comes in,
Uh,
and it's like weird to see Darth Maul beg for like
mm-hmm.
forgiveness, and it was just like it establishes Palpatine's power a lot more than the
Yeah,
prequels ever did.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
It
because he
was
seems
just like
that's the first time.
strange.
That's the
It was
first time he shows
crazy.
like vulnerability.
Yeah, and especially because Savage just died too, and he
Yeah,
was like sad by that. And like in the beginning, you can tell, like he said, they're not brothers. He's the master, and he's
yeah,
the
exactly.
not Padawan. I don't know what it is in Sith, but
That's true. The only thing I don't like is it's one of the books, but they brush over how like Maul escapes from Palpatine's like capture.
hmm
Because Palpatine's like, I have other plans for you, and both you and Danny asked, they're like, okay, so how's he show up in the final arc? It's like
yeah, that was,
he gets broken up by Mandalorian. That's all you're supposed to know, but
yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
I mean, you don't really
there's no
need
arc.
to do it.
Yeah, but Maul, I mean, he has very little episodes, honestly, because when most people think Clone Wars are like Darth Maul's back, like that's what I think of. Like he's one of the major players, but he's in it for like 8 episodes. That's not very much, given that
Yeah,
it's second season long.
but also 8 episodes is more than a movie,
That's
so
true. That's true. It's just it's the refreshing part because I want to talk about Ahsoka next. So I gave you the Citadel and then her arc where she gets kicked out. Only because the Citadel, I think it's kind of interesting, but it's just because you get to spend time with the characters. And it's like it makes stuff like more emotional when actual things happen. Like you just have a connection. Like you just talked about even when Savage died. I don't want to say I was sad about it, but it's like, well, I'd seen him for like 8 episodes at that point or something, and it's like when he
yeah,
died, you kind of feel something.
yeah. The thing about Citadel, like I know, like there was like at least 5 clones that died. Like I don't know, but then
Yeah,
like Echo was like a main. I didn't realize he was
yeah,
like a
he's
main.
barely like talked
And
about.
they were like, oh, in the Bad Batch arc, they're like, oh, Echo, and I was like, I have no idea who that is.
Yeah,
Like I don't even know which one he was. Like it was
he
either
just
one
gets
that
blown
fell.
up. He just gets like blown up, but like they don't show what happens to him. It's random, but yeah.
Yeah, because there was
Yeah.
just so many clones just dying.
Yeah. And I thought it was I didn't remember like because like I'd seen Citadel, but I watched it again and it's like Tarkin is like in that, and I think that's a really
Yeah,
interesting. He's also in the other Ahsoka arc where he like does
yeah,
Ahsoka's trial. It's really interesting to see Tarkin because he's not in the prequels.
mm.
So I
Yeah.
don't
It's
know.
cool to see Tarkin and Anakin's relationship,
Yeah,
like
because soon they'll be
seeing
working.
how they agree, and just like to touch on Anakin, like I want to talk
Yeah,
about
let's talk about
more
the
in the
arc. I want
final arc because I don't know, like they definitely try to convince you that Anakin like his turn was reasonable,
yeah,
and it's not Clone Wars' fault, I
yeah,
think,
yeah,
but like it still does fall a little short.
yeah. It does,
It's
and I
just
feel like
they didn't have much to work. Like
I think it always will fall short. Like every time I
yeah,
watch
it's so
Revenge, I
hard to
think
make.
it will just feel so sudden. and it sucks because like Darth Vader's so iconic, and we always talk about
Mm.
it. They messed it up. Like I don't know how you make his turn so. Yeah,
It like they realized they messed up in Attack of the Clones when they
yeah.
like made him insane,
Mm-hmm.
and then they
They should
like
have
brought
dialed
it
it back.
back because they were still like what 3 4 years from then until he
Yeah,
became actually Darth Vader.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and then you can like see a complete shift in character at the beginning of Revenge, and it just feels off. I don't know.
I mean,
They just screwed.
taken alone, I guess if you ignore the whole prequels Anakin, like this, the Clone Wars Anakin, his turn might be a little more believable because there's stuff throughout. Like you didn't see when Obi Wan becomes a bounty hunter. There's other stuff that like leads. They just drop hints throughout the show that like the Jedi Council is like almost betraying him, and it would make more
Yeah.
sense to why he was so susceptible to like Palpatine's like trickery, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially the Ahsoka one. Like Ahsoka's his Padawan. I know you didn't get to see that much of him, but like the Clone Wars movie is when Ahsoka's introduced, and like I don't know, he's like she's his Padawan, and they have a deep connection. And I saw a thing like if he had to choose between Padme or Ahsoka, like to keep one alive, like most people, it was like a poll or something. Most people said he would probably keep Ahsoka, and it's just because he has a deeper like him and Padme's relationship still isn't that fleshed out, and
Yeah.
isn't Ahsoka is.
I just feel like if they in the prequels, if they took the direction instead of like Padme, like that was
Yeah,
the reason for his turn, or if it was like Obi-Wan or Ahsoka
yeah,
was in the prequels, like either his master or his Padawan, like someone that's
yeah.
close to him and like knows him well. I mean, Padme like is supposed to know him well, but it like they don't do
We
anything
never
with the
believed that.
relationship. So
Yeah,
yeah, like it would have been a lot better.
yeah.
Yeah, it's oof.
And I don't know. I still don't know if I like if this Anakin like makes the prequel Anakin better because like obviously he's a better character and like you
Yeah,
like him kind of like
yeah,
you should like him anyway, but like you do like Anakin and like I don't know, you kind of feel for him when Ahsoka leaves and he's like broken about it and stuff. But then again, like I don't know if that makes the prequels better or worse because it makes the prequel Anakin way less likable. But
yeah. Well, because prequel Anakin just feels like ridiculous. Like,
I think you're like a person, you
yeah,
know, just yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
it's so weird how inconsistent that Anakin is, but then Obi Wan is the same character,
I mean, yeah,
and
Obi Wan is literally the same.
yeah,
Clone Wars is like he looks and sounds the same and acts. It's crazy.
I really like how they like juxtapose Obi Wan's or like they compare and contrast like his situation with Satine with Anakin and Padme because
Yeah,
Obi Wan still like he obviously like loves Satine because when Satine dies, she's like I've always loved you or whatever, something like that, but. He never like gets into it. He still goes to help her and stuff because he cares about her, obviously. But he's able to refrain from like engaging in like a romance with her,
yeah.
while Anakin clearly does. So I thought that was interesting. It shows their differences in character.
And I liked when in the show they actually like when him and Darth Maul were fighting.
Yeah,
Like it actually felt like Obi Wan was being tempted by the dark side.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it was like the first time you've ever seen this like iconically good character ever
actually,
considered
yeah,
to be bad. And like that's what should have happened in
yeah.
the
I was gonna
prequels
say,
in Phantom Menace because like they justify his anger and like vengeance
yeah,
as like good. Like it's really weird. Like like he's mad when he's fighting Darth Maul.
he kills Maul and they just play it
And
off like a
then but then like that makes him into a master. Like the Jedi just like give him the title of
yeah.
master.
I know it's weird because in this one, Maul, this ball of rage, is like tempting and mocking Obi Wan the entire time. He's like angry and like you could see it's making Obi Wan like not himself. And it like why wouldn't it make him mad? It's a very like
Yeah.
better way to tell his dark side, like or like the pull of the dark side than
Yeah.
whatever the prequels did. They didn't even address it in the prequels.
I
Yeah,
know.
you're right. They reward him. It doesn't make sense.
It's
But yeah, I don't know the clone arcs. I mean, we brushed over Ahsoka a little, but there's not that much to talk about until the final one. I feel like, but
I
the
think
Amara arc.
yeah, the clone arcs are probably my
They're
second favorite, like just as
yeah,
a whole,
yeah,
second favorite other than the final arc. Because like I like Ahsoka and Darth Maul arcs, they're good, but like I like the backstory of the Clone Wars and like actual fighting of the like and just like seeing everything flushed out a lot more.
Mhm.
Just like the prequels just like name drop these things that you're just supposed to
And
understand.
yeah,
Like the Order 66 is never explained
yeah,
ever
it
until
just
the
happens.
yeah. Like you think and it's like crazy to think like these clones in the movies, clones and stormtroopers are seen as like just like
disposable.
Yeah, and they're like video game characters. Like they
Yeah,
just get killed left and I mean they do in Clone Wars, but you actually like care.
yeah,
They get killed left and right, and like they're finally humanized. Like
yeah,
clones, not stormtroopers, but like yeah, but clones are like humanized in um Clone Wars, and it's nice to see like this sucks that they got
yeah.
turned, and it
I
like
don't know.
it makes the final arc that much better.
It's just you're right. Like that was the word I was gonna use. They humanize the clones, and it's the Clone Wars. So I guess that's what the show should be about. But they each have their own individual personalities, and you see they try to separate themselves with like haircuts and tattoos. Like
Yeah,
they're all
yeah,
trying
that
to be
was
their own
cool.
person, but at the core of it, they're the same. So it's like it's a really interesting thing, and I've never seen that like told anywhere in any other movies or like media. So it's interesting, and like even things like in the Fives arc. Remember when he's like hiding on Coruscant, and he goes to, like that clone bar where they're just
Yeah,
like just stuff like that. Like they're all hanging out, and they're trying to be real people, but like they're not at the same time. And one of my favorite lines is in the final arc when Rex is talking to Ahsoka. He's like, "We have mixed feelings about the war. Like, without it, we wouldn't be here. But like, we hate fighting it." It's
yeah,
a really interesting like dynamic, I guess.
mhm,
So,
yeah. I mean, like I guess the only thing I can think of that like try to do the same, like except for stormtroopers,
yeah,
sequels try to humanize them with Finn.
yeah,
It's
that's true.
just they screwed it up though.
Yeah, they did. It sucks because that could have been interesting.
Yeah, like Force Awakens did, and then Finn got sidelined. So
Yeah. No, but it comes to the point where my favorite character is like Rex of the Clone Wars, and he's a
yeah,
clone. Like that's so bizarre to me, but
I
he's
know.
and yeah, I don't know. The Umbara arc is awesome because you get to see him struggle with trying to follow orders while also, standing up for himself and the rest of his clones.
Yeah, and it was just like one of the like I don't know well I don't know like the word to describe it, but like when the clones start killing each other
Yeah,
and like that, it's just like sad. Like
yeah,
it
it's like Harper. It sucks.
yeah
They
yeah
don't know better, and Krell's using the Krell sucks, but he's so well written, as in like he's intimidating, and he has such a position of power where you're able to like empathize with the clones and be like, I don't know, I was able to put myself in that position and be like, what would I do? Like that sucks. Like I don't know how to stand up.
dogma.
Yeah, Dogma. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't know. Like, I didn't expect Dogma to kill him at the end. I don't know why. Like, I feel like that was set up a little bit, but like, I thought
Yeah.
Rex eventually would show up.
No, when they shot, I was like, oh, it was dogma.
Mhm.
Like, but then yeah, I didn't really predict it going up to that point. Um, yeah,
And I don't know. I still don't understand what that heroes on both sides line meant in the pretext of
dude,
revenge.
I have zero
But
idea.
but
It
like
literally doesn't make any
the
sense.
reverse of that, like the villains on both sides type of thing. Like I like how Barriss, Ophrey, and like the Ahsoka arc and like
Yeah,
Krell are both Jedi who are like part of the council, but they're not tempted by the other side. But they see like the war as bad, and they're both trying to be like separatist, like they're separatists, like they don't believe in it, and that's like the good political side of Star Wars. Like that's so simple. Like they don't believe
yeah,
in the war and the Jedi. They're separatists because they want to be separate. It's that easy, and the
yeah.
prequels don't
Well, and
make it.
then like Ahsoka, I mean, she's not a separatist, but she's like she
Yeah,
sees that the Jedi, like
yeah.
they're not the same as like what they should be, and like
Mhm.
they're supposed to be these peacekeepers, but instead they're literally generals, like for the
Yeah,
war.
like
Yeah,
Yoda. Like
yeah, and so dumb.
it's so like frustrating to see Yoda like barking at clones and like
Yeah,
he's in Dagobah training. Yeah,
I mean, they do it a little bit in Clone Wars, but maybe they
yeah,
did it more in other arcs. But like one
for
thing
sure.
I wish I saw more was like actually like making the Jedi Council likable. I mean, I guess you're not
I
supposed
see
to
what
side
you're
with
saying.
them because they're not completely in the right.
Yeah,
Um, but like you just don't like any of the Jedi
no,
in the prequels, like at all. I hate all of them, like including Yoda. Like they're all so bad.
yeah, no.
Mm,
Yeah. And this, I like one of my favorite parts too is like, because you're like when you're talking about Order 66 and how they killed the Jedi, you just felt nothing. But even not even including Order 66, like you see the relationship between the Jedi like, and Umbara before Krell shows up, like Anakin in the 501st Battalion or whatever they call them, like
yeah,
Rex and them, like
yeah,
they're like friends and buddies, and that's why like Rex is so amazed at Krell just being so mean to them. It's like Anakin's his friend, and I kind of like that because it just makes the turn so heartbreaking, I guess.
yeah, yeah. The final arc was like, even though I like once you knew it was like set up during Revenge of the Sith,
Yeah, you just
you're just
it's
like,
like,
oh,
We can just talk about that final arc because I want to
Yeah,
and I like
it's
it.
there's a lot to.
It's like I don't even consider part. It feels like a movie. Like it, the way like even the text at the beginning, they don't even do the intro for three out of the four of
I
them, you
know,
know.
yeah, it's like
And like
crazy.
they clearly want to separate it as like, and the animation is so much better. It's just
Mhm.
so yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's, it's so different.
yeah, um, yeah. So just like I guess starting from the beginning,
Yeah, I mean,
um, it was nice to see like Anakin and Ahsoka like their relationship again,
yeah,
just to like remind the viewers that like they were like really really close, like
hmm
before you know what's gonna happen.
hmm
Um, yeah, and I thought like looking back on it, it felt a little off just because you know Anakin's about to turn,
yeah.
but it does like it still fits like it's just supposed to make you feel more like you feel bad because you
Just
don't want Anakin to turn like you know like Ahsoka is one of those reasons.
it hurts so bad when like Anakin's leaving to like then by the way when they're going to Coruscant it's to rescue the Chancellor beginning of Revenge. I don't know if
Yeah,
you knew that 'cause it took me
yeah,
a second for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, when he like says bye to Ahsoka and he's like smiling, they're smiling at each other like they'll see each other again soon, and you know they won't. And that like that sucks. Like that hurts, and it's because you actually care about the characters and you know their relationship now.
yeah.
It's just there's no emotion in the prequels, and this is full of it for some reason, even though it's an animated series on Cartoon Network. Yeah,
Um, and the way they like wrote off Ahsoka, Darth Maul, Rex, all these characters that
yeah,
aren't in the prequels,
yeah.
and like were able to still fit them in
Within the
the like
story, yeah.
yeah within the story of revenge.
Yeah.
It was like it was really well written in that.
Yeah.
Um, and then you know Ahsoka gets sent with Rex to go capture Darth Maul, and you see like
But
this moment near the end. Not near the end, like near the end of the episode. I think
yeah.
I don't remember which episode. I think it was still the first one, right?
Yeah.
Or it might have been the second one when they like I
The first
no,
one
the
ends
second
when
one they
that
fought.
the first one ends in the sewers when, like, Maul walks out and,
Yeah,
like, I wanted Kenobi or yeah.
yeah. Well, in the like near the final fight or after the final fight, I guess. Um, it's like you saw this moment with Ahsoka
Mhm.
that like she actually considers like siding with Darth Maul, and it like really drives home that she's not a Jedi. Like
Yeah.
she like you see her using the blue lightsabers, and she's
Yeah.
fighting for the right reasons, but like she's not a Jedi. Like it's
Yeah.
really yeah,
She's, like, welcome to making her own opinion and, like, hearing other
just
people's
do the right thing. Like
yeah, exactly. So
there's
that's
no
why she listens.
politics, no yeah,
Yeah. And, oh, one of the most so, like, back to the beginning of that first episode when, like, Anakin grants her that entire army, like, all wearing the
yeah.
helmets
That
that, like, resemble her,
that
it
sucks.
makes it, like it's so like cruel and
Mhm.
messed up that they're all trying to kill her later wearing her own
I
like
know, yeah,
gear and like it's so messed up. I
uh,
don't know. I've definitely felt something there.
yeah. That was yeah. It was just supposed to be like remind you that the clones are
Yeah.
like it it's just trying to like bring more emotion into this thing
Yeah.
that like felt emotionless in the prequels.
And Ahsoka gets like the god treatment with action. Like even the first episode when she's dropping, she doesn't use a jetpack and just gets down from the ship all the way to the
Yeah,
floor. Like that seems awesome because it's almost like one take. And then the fight with Maul is like probably my second favorite in all Star Wars lightsaber fights, which is
yeah.
weird,
It's
but
like it's a really good fight because Ahsoka's like OP now.
yeah, and Maul is Maul, so
Yeah.
and it's like we like the Phantom Menace fight obviously because it's cool, but like this is like the Phantom Menace fight with characters, like
Yeah.
you know Maul's motivation, and it's really interesting him knowing like not exactly what's about to happen, but he knows like that the shift in power is happening, and he knows that Anakin's the key
Yeah.
because we know what's happening, so it's cool to see them figure it out. Like, yeah,
Dramatic irony.
yes, exactly, yeah,
Uh, yeah. It was nice to see like Maul actually like figured pretty much everything out on his own.
yeah,
Um, yeah. And so then Maul gets arrested.
yeah.
Um, and like yeah, and then takes him onto the ship, and then
The start of that third episode too, like the score is like this like high, not a high pitch, but like everything just feels like it feels like the calm before the storm in that third episode.
mhm,
like everything. I can't describe the vibe of that episode, but before Order 66 is declared, everything just like feels like on edge, and you see Maul
Yeah,
like meditating the entire time. Like you just know it's about to happen, but
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. And then you like they like give you the dialogue, or it's not the exact dialogue. Like it's not taken from the movie, right? When it's like Anakin is like, I need him. Then
yeah. Well, like the one scene they do the exact dialogue is like when Mace Windu is like, "I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi" or whatever.
oh yeah, yeah,
She literally walks in like at the end of the scene in Revenge, so
yeah,
that it's like consistent like with it. But
yeah,
yeah, but the dialogue's almost exact, except there's like one line. It's like he says, "What have I done?" But it's like the Clone Wars Anakin's voice, I think, or
yeah.
something.
It
Like
sounded different.
they like mix it with the Hayden one. Like they yeah, I don't know.
Aiden's God.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. And so then that plays out, and you're like, yeah, it just feels like you
yeah.
can feel Ahsoka, like she knows what just happened.
I actually feel it, and so can Maul. But then, oh, I hate how Rex like he's like trying to resist it, and he drops his helmet, and he's like shaking, and then he's like remembering back to fives because it's like he's putting it all
Yeah,
together because he knows. I don't remember if he believed fives at the end of the arc, but like
it was like because they just like I guess they discussed it in like the
yeah.
final arc. Like Rex opens or Ahsoka. I think Ahsoka might open it. It's like Rex's recording of what happened after Five's death.
Oh yeah, his brief or whatever about
Yeah,
it.
and like he doesn't like completely believe him, but he thinks there might be something going on. Like they
Yeah,
should investigate it more. I think Ahsoka discovers it,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then
But
she like knows what's happening, kind of.
yeah. Oof. And then they pretty much all turn into like stormtroopers. Like after Order 66 turn, like they're not
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
I think Rex makes a comment about it. He's like he doesn't know what came over him or something like they're just not themselves. Like once Order 66 is declared, so I don't know. And you know there's an inhibitor chip, which makes more sense because in the movie it just makes no sense why they would just turn on their Jedi like that.
I thought they were just like literally, like I thought they just like were just siding with them this whole
Yeah,
time, and like they were just gonna betray them. Like they
yeah.
fully knew. Like that's what I assumed.
I always thought that they were evil the entire time. Then they were just
Yeah,
made.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, but it was nice to give some backstory. Like you actually, because I remember like before the clone arc that like discussed Order 66, I
hmm
was like, but like I don't like these clones because I know they're gonna be bad. Like I
yeah.
thought like Rex and all them were just like playing along, and then yeah, you
But then
figure
you
out
learn.
that it's not them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like you
Yeah,
didn't like them because you thought they were evil the entire. Yeah, that's interesting. And then I don't. It's really like you got the luxury of like not knowing whether Ahsoka, Rex, or Maul like would
yeah,
survive.
that was
That's like awesome because like I knew that they would because I knew about Rebels, but like
yeah. I figured Rex or Ahsoka was gonna die. Just like
mhm.
they're gonna kill one of them was gonna kill
But you knew Maul was in Solo though, so you
yeah, that is true. Yeah. I don't know why he's there, but he is.
whatever. Now and then like Ahsoka like lets Maul go to like I thought they're gonna work together at first, but I was like that wouldn't make any sense. And then she just like lets him go without a lightsaber in order to
Yeah, and then he just goes and like sick him.
dude. That's like the prime scene for people to say it's a kitchen because he like cuts off people's arm. He like goes around holding that clone's arm with like the communicator on it because he
Yeah,
like cuts it
yeah.
off the door. He like impales people against the wall.
hmm
Yeah, he's just
Yeah,
so insanely OP. It's like Vader's hallway scene in Rogue One.
yeah, but yeah.
It's very similar.
Mhm.
I still don't understand when like she's taking the inhibitor chip out of Rex and she's like, "I want the Force with me." I don't know what that was trying to drive home.
Yeah, I don't know how that made the thing show up, but
I don't know either.
I think it might have just been a reference.
I think it was because I didn't understand it still. I was like, I could have done without that, but whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
The
oh
last one, I don't know. The last one, it's not much talk. It's pretty cool. She just they're struggling like not like with the moral compass of it, like whether to kill them or not, because they're all trying to kill them, but then they eventually come to the decision like they're not going to kill any of the
yeah,
clones directly, I guess.
yeah. It was interesting to see like Rex was like so willing to kill them in the beginning.
Mhm.
Like Ahsoka was the one that convinced him to not
Not
kill them. And it was like you could tell he didn't want to, but I think he just like thought it was the right choice. Like
yeah.
he had to.
And he's literally like crying. Oh, that's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oof.
Um, and then
She
Yeah.
struggles, and then she has to make the decision whether to help Rex or like let Maul get away. Because you could tell she so desperately does not want Maul to get away. Then Rex
Mhm.
is taking like heavy fire, so she makes the choice to save Rex. Yeah,
Mhm.
and they have to get off the ship as it's falling. It's like the Revenge of the Sith scene, except better because care. Yeah. And then I don't know, just to drive home the idea like that the clones are people and they're humanized. Like they collect every single clone's helmet from the wreckage
Yeah.
and they give them a grave, or not their helmet, their entire body. It looks like they give them a funeral, and it's
Mhm.
like interesting.
Yeah. And then there's that final scene.
That final scene surprised the heck. I thought it was gonna end with the funeral scene, and then it like faded to black. Then the Vader one came up, and I was like I still don't really know when it takes place. I don't know if they ever confirmed it because it could be during the originals or during like in between. I still don't know when it takes place, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It was just yeah.
There's no dialogue either. Like
Yeah.
after, I think until like after, I don't even know when the last line of dialogue is because the whole funeral there's no dialogue, and the whole Darth Vader thing there's no talking at all. It's just
Mhm.
like show not tell, which is
Yeah.
how it should be.
And it's I mean, compared, this scene is supposed to be like a lot like the scene at the end of Revenge
Yeah.
where Padme dies, because it's
Mhm.
like it's supposed to be like his connection to these people,
Mhm.
and like this scene is just so much better.
Mhm.
Vader
Well,
just yelling no.
yeah. Well, and to his knowledge as well, I think he thinks Ahsoka probably died from that, yeah? Because
Yeah, I mean
he's
that's
her
true.
lightsabers, like, I think he would think she's dead.
Yeah,
If it took place before Rebels, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that scene was just like it was just hard to watch.
It just shows he's lost, like, everything. Like, he literally has nothing because you know he's lost Padme and all his friends and the Jedi, and he's wearing the Darth Vader thing, and he turns on Ahsoka's lightsaber, he's just standing there alone, like, and Ahsoka was, like, his best friend, and it just makes the turn so much harder for Anakin because it's like he literally lost, like, everything, and now
Yeah,
he's here. Yeah.
yeah, and I think okay, I don't know what the owl, because I haven't seen that arc.
Yeah.
But like the blue lightsaber, I feel like that was a reference to say like there is still good in Anakin,
Yeah,
and like
I
that whole
agree.
scene, and like it's supposed to just like tease what's gonna happen in the original trilogy.
Mhm.
I feel like I don't know,
Yeah, no, I think you're right, I didn't even think about that, but that does make sense.
but then the is the owl the supposed to be the dark side?
So yeah, you'll see. So in the Mortis trilogy, or like the arc, not the
Yeah,
trilogy,
whatever.
three episode arc. Anyway, there's the father, the son, the daughter. Father is like the balance between the two. The
Hmm.
son is complete evil, and the daughter is complete like light. And she has this like owl for the whole time named Morai, the light side daughter, and it's like it represents the true good of things. And you'll see like the owl like appears kind of throughout Star Wars, I guess, and it shows up at the end of that one because like it shows that it's been following Ahsoka.
Hmm.
Because Ahsoka, one of the best parts about Ahsoka is she represents like what a Jedi should be, even though she's not a Jedi.
Yeah.
Like she's probably the most morally like focused and light side out of all the Jedi. Yet
Hmm.
the like it just shows like that the council was not right. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Like it's yeah, that because it's for sure like she does. Because to see Obi-Wan and like all these other Jedi like actually kill,
Hmm.
it doesn't feel like that is what a Jedi should be
Yeah,
doing.
and she like embodies what a Jedi should be, even though she's not a Jedi. So
Yeah.
it's really interesting. But yeah, the Morai is the owl that like follows her now because she's like the light side, I guess.
Hmm.
And it's in Rebels, I guess, when they're doing that weird time travel, whatever it
Yeah.
is. I don't even understand. Anyway.
Um, and then I don't know when this happens. Wait, I'm trying to think now. Because
Hmm.
um they were just someone was discussing Luke, and it was like, is he the chosen, like he's supposed to be the chosen one, not Anakin, you know?
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
I forget when this happens. Like I don't even know if it's in Clone Wars. It might be in the prequels.
I don't know.
Where did I see
Well,
this?
they say in Revenge of the Sith, the prophecy misread, like, could have been because they
Yeah,
believed it was Anakin to bring balance, but it actually turned out like, well, it was Anakin actually at the end because he
yeah,
turns the light, and yeah, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Um, but it was like it's weird to see that I don't know. I don't know where I was going with this. Like I had a thought about this the other day. I was like, oh, I should probably talk about that on the podcast. Um, yeah, I don't remember. It was something with like Luke and Anakin.
Yeah.
I don't know. It,
Hmm.
um, Yeah. Um, but then like just like to touch on Rebels because it kind of is the end of Clone Wars and like all
Yeah.
these characters kind of.
Yeah.
Um, the Obi-Wan and Darth Maul fight, like that felt like it was
Brief.
like a good ending, but like it was brief, but it was like Darth Maul was like you can tell he's not completely evil.
Yeah, but he still had that last bit of revenge in him that he wanted. But like when he lost to Obi-Wan, he wasn't like distraught by it. Like he was like, is he the one to bring balance or whatever? Like he,
Oh, that was it. Yeah, it was that.
yeah.
It was yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's what
where
you're
I
talking
saw.
about. Yeah, he's talking
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like he is. Like Obi-Wan says, yeah. They're almost like friends at the end. It's so like it's interesting because like
Well, it like it perfectly sums up like their dynamic. Like
yeah,
they're not. I mean, they are enemies, but
but by no means does Maul like enemies with him anymore. He's just still clinging on to that hatred because he
yeah.
ruined his life pretty much.
But it was like it was never really Maul's fault. Like it
Mhm.
was all Palpatine. Like all the Sith, you can't really blame them because they're all being manipulated by
Yeah,
Palpatine. No, not all of them. I mean, Count Dooku is like him. Yeah, whatever.
yeah,
But Darth Maul, like you can tell, like even if it was up to him, I mean, well, like the best comparison I can draw is like Ventress, because
Mhm.
Ventress is like she was a Jedi in the beginning,
Yeah,
right? And then
yeah,
she was like turned to the dark side, and even then,
yeah.
like after she was betrayed, like she didn't want to be part of the Sith
Mhm.
anymore.
She's
And like,
literally like bad Ahsoka kind of.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why it's cool to see them like team up a little bit in her arc, because like they have similar goals in mind. And like even Ventress is like, so you were betrayed, or like some I don't know. I
Yeah.
think he was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you were betrayed too. Like why? Um, I don't know. I think she like wanted to like I forget what happened exactly, but it was cool to see like their relationship and how similar they are, even though they're like still on opposite sides.
Ahsoka's just she's my favorite. She just feels like a person, and like it's so cool that she's not like affiliated with one side, like the evil or the light. Like she teams with Ventress literally, and she's like open to hearing like Maul's like proposal to
Yeah,
what to do. Like I just that makes me so happy because she just feels like a human, and
yeah,
it's
because she
it's so
actually
refreshing.
does want peace. Like
Like she
the
wants the
Jedi
right.
are supposed to be peacekeepers, and like they're fighting a war, and like
Yeah,
she's like willing to team up with Maul to like stop the chaos of like
yeah.
the Empire
But she
being
knows that he's
established.
gonna just take the place of Palpatine.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just yeah, this is good politics. Like the morals of the war and like dark and light. Like that's
mhm.
yeah, and not Senate meetings. It's yeah. It's just I just feel like I mean I don't know if it's slept on anymore because I know I talk about Clone Wars a lot. It's just like I don't know if I overhyped it, but it's just like I just feel like it's essential now. Like especially after that last arc, like overlooking it is almost like a crime to yourself because it's just so good. Like it's some of the best Star Wars content out there. And it's I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, because it has all these characters that are like fundamental to like
Yeah,
Anakin's turn, and like
yeah.
all this is like, and then it even like introduces Mandalore and like
Mhm.
that the dark saber and it explains all that before you actually get the Mandalorian.
And it takes place during a good time, like the prequels. Like why? Like that's good because the prequel time is like interesting, like the ideas, but just executed horribly, like
Yeah,
we
it
was
was
talking about.
yeah.
I don't know. It's good to
Yeah.
read. Oh, and I want to touch on so the Bad Batch are getting their own show. I know you've seen the
Oh
trailer.
yeah,
What do
yeah.
you think about that? That's the only reason I really gave you their arc because it's just fine, but it's like
No,
yeah,
I don't think I saw the trailer. I didn't watch it, I feel like. But
yeah,
yeah, um, I think it's a cool idea. Like
yeah,
these clones that like I mean the whole purpose of the show is like to give clones like
yeah.
personalities, but like these are supposed to be like distinct from all other clones.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and like I said this like right when I began watching, like it is like a stereotypical group,
Yeah.
like but like they're still good, and like
Yeah.
I in the movie or show whatever they're getting, it'd be nice to see their like personalities expanded upon
Yeah.
in more depth, other than just like their base stereotype.
The description was like the Bad Batch like is struggling like struggles to find their place in like the new empire or something because it takes place after Order 66 and we like us as fans have yet to see whether they remove their inhibitor chip or they.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we don't know yet. But anyway, it's like they're clones and they're not actually. So it takes place in a good time. Like that's kind of near the Rebels time, I'm guessing. Like the time between 3 and 4 should be interesting. And the only really content we have is like Rogue One, Solo, and Rebels. So I don't know.
Yeah. It might be like Echo saving them because I know he's part of the group now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I mean, he might not have his chip because there would be no reason to give him like or have him have a chip because like
Yeah.
if he were to go like insane while he was giving the clones orders or whatever like
Mhm.
you want to describe that as, it'd be weird. Like I feel like they probably took it out maybe, and it might be like him trying to save them. And then
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll see.
No, I see. Yeah. Huh. It's just yeah. I don't know. It makes me like I haven't seen Rebels yet, and it makes me want to watch it because like why would like it continues the characters
Yeah,
from the
it's
Clone
just
Wars.
like yeah, because just watching that Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, like
Yeah,
it made me want to watch the show. But I know
and
it's like
then
it's one episode out of
and that doesn't include the main characters of
yeah, I
Rebels.
know at all.
Yeah, like the main
And
characters
then
of
there
Rebels.
was the you sent me the Darth Vader fight.
Yeah,
And, like that was I didn't realize in the beginning like Ahsoka didn't know that was Anakin.
yeah. Like I guess you didn't realize. Yeah.
Like she didn't realize until he said Ahsoka
Mhm.
and his mask was like torn.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, but that was a good conclusion to her character. I mean, she probably should have died, but she went into I don't even know where she was. I don't want to know. I don't
The space realm or
so
whatever.
weird.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
the show Rebels ends with like Ahsoka and like Sabine just like leaving. Like they go off on their own. So I don't
Oh,
know.
cool. Sure.
Well, so Ahsoka's alive. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll
Mm,
be interesting because now there's like 12 shows coming out too, so it's gonna be like it's gonna parallel the MCU with all the releases coming out.
yeah. But it's like okay, just to like go back to Anakin.
Yeah,
The prequels, like why would he kill children ever? Like other than like following Palpatine's orders,
it just doesn't make.
the
It's not within
whole
his
the
character.
whole thing that like you're supposed to the Clone Wars establishes is Anakin is doing it because he wants to protect the ones that he
He
loves.
loves. Yeah,
Yeah, and like
it just
it
doesn't
goes
match.
so against his character to just
Yeah,
kill children and like just like they didn't do anything wrong.
yeah, they're just young Jedi. I know.
Yeah, yeah. But it was nice to see Obi-Wan and Anakin's relationship actually flushed out.
And I totally forgot.
Like
Like
in the beginning of Revenge, they're like, oh, they talk about all these experiences, and you're like, okay, like I mean, it
you
doesn't
see them.
trying to
Yeah,
justify that they're close now.
yeah.
Because in Phantom Menace, I mean, like Obi-Wan doesn't even talk, and
I know.
Anakin's a kid, and then Attack of the Clones, it feels like Anakin like hates Obi-Wan for majority of the movie.
Yeah, no. He's
Like
like
he like
loathing.
rants about him and
Yeah,
how he's like isn't doing what's best for Anakin because I don't know, it's stupid. But then and then in Revenge, suddenly they're like friends. It's really weird.
I know. It just feels sudden. Like, well, what did we miss?
Yeah.
Yeah, they talk like friends. It's. Hmm.
And it
You
makes
actually feel that you were my brother Anakin line. Like that
yeah.
actually
I
feels.
yeah. Yeah. That's the only good line in that whole scene, probably.
But
The other ones don't make any sense.
it'll be interesting. That's why I'm excited for that Kenobi show. Not really for the Hayden part, but just for Obi Wan as a character, because like he's alone now. He's lost Satine. He's lost Qui Gon. He's lost Anakin. Like he's gone through a lot. So it'll be really interesting to see how he copes with that. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good.
it is. Clone Wars. Watch it. That's my advice. What are
Mhm.
your top 3 arcs of the ones you've seen? I think you'll like the Mortis one, by the way. And I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
I mean it sounds really interesting.
It literally feels like an Avatar like type of thing.
It starts good.
Yeah. It's just not like essential, so I didn't throw it in because it doesn't
Um
really fit. But
it's probably the final arc first, then
yeah.
Embara. I keep saying embargo, but it's not. Um, and then I think maybe the Ahsoka arc. I don't know.
I really like the Fives arc too. Like I only saw the first episode again with you, but like
Yeah,
it's
the
really good.
clones arcs are really good. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. I just find the last one the best.
Yeah, yeah, it was nice to not know what happened. It would have sucked.
People really like Rebels, so I'm like debating it, because I know kind of what happens, but I don't know the whole thing. I just don't want to spend time with those characters because, like, I've seen a couple episodes. From what I've seen, I hate all of them. They're just so annoying.
Yeah, like it is. It literally is a kid show. Like
Yeah, like with that cast of
you
people.
can't
But
get
then it's
mad
so weird that they would
at it.
include like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, yeah. They had to do something because Clone Wars was
yeah,
discontinued. Yeah.
nice. Now you're watching The Mandalorian.
It is weird to see like the bad. I like the Bad Batch arc. It's
Mhm.
weird to like see it included in season 7
Yeah,
because like it doesn't really need any
to be
arcs other than the final one. To be honest, like I
so-
like the Bad Batch arc. It's a
yeah,
good
but it
arc.
doesn't feel like it
It
needs to end.
doesn't fit in like the rest. Like I didn't watch the second one because that one's garbage. But um,
Yeah,
like that, it probably should have just been a standalone arc.
it could have. I mean, it could have been that. Yeah, I know.
But like yeah, I still like the Bad Batch arc. It just
Yeah,
doesn't fit with the rest of the thing.
yeah. Wow, how refreshing. Good Star Wars.
Crazy,
I have. I'm curious because
non-controversial Star Wars.
you've only seen one season of Mandalorian. I really don't know if you like Mandalorian. They're different, Mandalorian and Clone Wars, but like I don't
Mhm.
know what you like more because I don't know what I like more still. Like I go back and forth. So
Yeah, it is nice to step away from like the Sith and the Jedi.
Mandalorian is so simple too. Like the side stories, first they annoyed me, but I like came to enjoy them just because it's so like it's just so standalone and so like
Yeah,
simple. It's nice.
yeah, I like the standalone episodes, but at the same time, like in the grand scheme of the show, like
They just don't. Yeah.
the first few episodes should have been like establishing Mandalorian, his character. They did that. Like I actually really liked the first like 3 episodes,
Mhm.
and then the fourth episode I like as a standalone episode because it
And it also shows that he isn't able to like settle down. Like he will
yeah,
never.
and it showed like it like deepened his relationship or like showed what his thinking was when it came to Baby Yoda or whatever his name, Grogu. I don't know that yet. I mean, I do, but I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it was nice to see it. Like from the beginning, I knew that this, like I thought, well, not, I guess it kind of happened. Like I was like, oh, this is gonna be like this hardened, cold bounty hunter is gonna be like opened up by a like a little baby. Like that, I figured that was the direction the show was gonna
Mhm.
take. Like it did, but like not as much as I thought. Because
Yeah.
it the connections that it drew, like that he was that kid, that helpless like child,
Mhm.
and like it's supposed to be like
A
he
parallel.
wants to help the ones in need.
It's so like interesting to me because Danny and you both like have seen it after Baby Yoda was an internet sensation, but like for me, all I knew was The Mandalorian existed like as a show, and it's like a bounty hunter. That's all I knew. So like to see baby like a baby version of Yoda show up at the end of the episode,
Uh,
I was like, wait, when does this take place
and yeah,
again? Because it takes
animals
place.
are insane.
It was like that's why it broke the internet because everyone was so like because at the time like Clone Wars season 7, like Star Wars content had not been like blown up because the sequels had just happened and people were angry. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's cool to see that like the Jedi aren't a known thing anymore. Like their
I
ways,
know.
like because
Yeah,
I mean Yoda was only known like during the prequel times, probably. Because I thought about
yeah.
it, I was like, well, like
He
he was
disappeared.
part of
Yeah.
the Jedi Council, but then he left,
Mhm.
and like no one knew what happened. So
Yeah,
then
just
he
he
probably like
disappeared.
didn't, yeah, and then he died, like without ever leaving Dagobah.
Yeah.
So like no one actually really knew what happened to
Mhm.
Yoda or like who he was. So it's like it's cool to see that like the characters are still trying to figure out. I mean, they just found out like right now at the end of season 8 that like he is a Jedi, but like they think that all like of Yoda's species, like that is what the Jedi are, not just like
Yeah,
people
they're
who
just
wield
trying to
the
get back
Force.
to yeah.
But it's cool to see like them try to figure out the Force and like how it works and like what is actually happening.
Season 2 is so much like I'm looking back. Like I like season 1 still. What do you give it out of 10? Like an 8? You know,
Yeah, probably it's good.
it's
Eight
good.
point five maybe. Yeah,
It's just easy. It's just
yeah,
yeah.
it's cool. Yeah.
You really don't know any spoilers for season 2?
Well, I did see that one scene with my dad. Like I know he captures Baby Yoda.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
But
not.
I mean, like that's pretty
If
predictable.
that's all you know, then like that's fantastic because
Yeah,
every okay. Just finish the show as soon as possible. I was
I
so
just
scared when you started Clone Wars. I was like, this kid needs to watch Mandalorian because TikTok and Instagram and the internet have been just blowing up with
yeah.
spoilers.
All I saw was like Baby Yoda like just like thrashed a stormtrooper around,
Yeah,
and then he
that's
got captured, and then
yeah,
he said something, and then that was the end of the episode. That's it. Yeah,
yeah. That's good because this season is fantastic and there's a lot of spoilers with it. So
yeah. Um,
especially yeah, I can't say anything because they'll spoil it. Just it's more Star Warsy than the other season. Yeah, it feels more connected to the grander universe, I guess.
yeah, yeah. But it was nice to see like a standalone thing.
No, I know. That's dang. I can't believe I don't know anything. That makes me happy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's weird
Well,
to see it coming from Clone Wars, knowing all these things about the Mandalorians and their people.
yeah. And then
Cool to see
yeah.
like this new, because like it has been like a long time
Hmm.
since then. Because this
Yeah,
is
like
after
30,
the
40 years.
originals. But yeah, it'll be cool to see how everything is going to
So,
play out.
summary. Joey watched Clone Wars.
Um, yes, Joey, if you've made it this far, you shouldn't have. And maybe you're rewatching this after watching Clone Wars. In that case, good job. It's a good show.
You did it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. This is the first time I know your opinion on Clone Wars too.
yeah, it's terrible. Look how
Yeah.
bad it is.
Oh, yeah, sucky it is. Hmm. It's just like I kind of grew up with the show. Like I'd seen it on Cartoon Network, and it was very weird, like revisiting it. Like I watched it over quarantine, and I was like, I watched it after Mandalorian season one, so very weird.
And then you watch all the essential drone arcs with Jar Jar and Padme and all your
Yeah, of
favorite
course,
characters.
all the essential. But yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Well, we have been going for
An hour. So
51 minutes. So, um, I mean, we should probably wrap it up. Nathan, did you freeze? Pretty sure you froze. And your mic broke. Nathan, my computer froze. Yeah, okay. Nathan, would you like to say anything? Or can you hear me? Text me if you can hear me. He's FaceTiming. Okay, you get to see the rest of the podcast through Nathan FaceTiming. Say hi, podcast.
my computer froze.
Yeah, I can tell.
Can you edit or leave something so I use record so to make sure it doesn't like
Oh well, okay, I want to wrap it up. Okay, podcast. Uh go I'm the host now. I think it's still recording. Okay, podcast. Uh uh go go follow our TikTok, Instagram at podcast underscore time underscore times and do that, yeah. And then tune in for our next episode. I'm gonna end it before it breaks. Okay, bye bye.